Hi everyone! In this video, we're going to talk about the 5 critical approaches to literature. Critical approaches are sometimes referred to as lenses. These are different ways of viewing literary works or texts. These help us to appreciate, understand, and interpret the meaning of the literary works or texts. These strengthen our minds and help us make better choices. Number 1. Formalist approach. This approach focuses on the text itself. This takes into account the structures of the text, such as rhyming pattern, meter, number of stanzas, number of lines in each stanza, imagery, and symbolism. This discusses the plot, setting, characters, point of view, and theme. This extracts the meaning from what is written. Number 2. Moralist approach. This approach analyzes the values or lessons and ethics present in a text. This examines the effect of the text to the readers as moral beings. This determines whether the text helps the readers improve their lives and their understanding of the world. Number 3. Reader response approach. This approach focuses on the reader's experience of the text. This describes the reader's interpretations based on their religion, culture, and social background. This helps the readers become critical thinkers because they must justify their personal reactions using evidence and support. Number 4. Biographical approach. This approach emphasizes the biography of the author when analyzing a text. This establishes the relationship between the author's life and his or her works. This includes only the details of the author's life that influence the way his or her works are written. Number 5. Historical approach. This approach analyzes how the time and place of creation influence the meaning of the work. This explores how the meaning changes over time. This helps us understand modern texts. To further understand these 5 critical approaches to literature, we are going to read and analyze a poem. Richard Cory by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Whenever Richard Cory went downtown, we people on the pavement looked at him. He was a gentleman from sole to crown, clean-favored and imperially slim. And he was always quietly arrayed, and he was always human when he talked. But still, he fluttered pulses when he said, "Good morning," and he glittered when he walked. And he was rich, yes, richer than a king, and admirably schooled in every grace. In fine, we thought that he was everything, to make us wish that we were in his place. So on we worked and waited for the light, and went without the meat, and cursed the bread. And Richard Cory, one calm summer night, went home and put a bullet through his head. Okay, so now here's a short sample of a formalist approach. The poem is about Richard Cory, a rich man who seems to have everything in life but still kills himself in the end. The poem is set in a place where people can see the huge gap between the rich and the poor. The poem has 4 stanzas and each stanza has 4 lines. It uses an ABAB rhyming pattern throughout the poem, which means that the first and third line rhyme, as well as the second and fourth line. It is written in iambic pentameter, which means that there are 5 sets of unstressed and stressed syllables. The poem uses words such as gentleman, clean-flavored, imperially slim, glittered, and schooled to make a clear picture of the appearance of Richard Cory. This is a short sample of a moralist approach. We tend to judge people based on how they look on the outside. Richard Cory looks as if he has everything in life, but he is still unsatisfied. Hence, he kills himself. Although it is not exactly clear why he decides to do that, one thing's for sure, he is not happy. The lesson here is that happiness is not tied to achievements, fortune, or material things. This is a short sample of a reader response approach. I like the poem because it speaks so much about the society we live in today. We often admire or sometimes get envious of people because they seem to have the things we want in our lives. This poem reiterates that we have our own problems to deal with, and therefore we are all equal in that aspect. The ending is unexpected. I had to reread the poem from the beginning to look for clues as to why he did that. This is a short sample of a biographical approach. Edwin Arlington Robinson was described as an unhappy child. He lived most of his life in solitary, dedicating his time to his works. He wrote other poems that highlighted sadness, such as Reuben Bright and Thomas Hood. These poems mirrored his own life. This is a short sample of a historical approach. Richard Cory is first published in 1897. It was written around a time when the United States was suffering from depression or a prolonged economic downturn. During that time, many people suffered from poverty, hunger, and unemployment. Due to these circumstances, the people from the pavement looked at Richard Cory as someone who was lucky to still have everything in life.